Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer and stylist and soon to be published cookbook author. And by soon to be published, I mean in 1 month and 1 day from today is my Canadian pub date, and I cannot believe it is here. What we do every week, we sit and we talk and we either plan or journal or we can do art. Some people like do chores, organizing, whatever, fold their laundry while they're listening in the background. Some people watch this on replay, and you are amazing if you do that. If you are watching live, then I invite you to come say hi in chat and let me know what you are up to. This week I am planning my upcoming week, and I am also um, back decorating my days because I am months and months behind. Tore my rotator cuff at the end of January, and I always forget that I did that, and that severely inhibited my ability to write and plan and all that other stuff. So I might also, I'm actually first I'm gonna plan my upcoming week, and then I'm gonna backfill, fill in what I did this week, which was a lot of recipe development and planning for the cooking project that I'm currently working on. Um, and then, oh, I have to put what did we watch before Picard? Ooh, this is a problem. Um, Masked Singer, I think, but we watched it at some point. Maybe Noah's here that we watched Masked Singer. What did we watch before we watched Picard? See, this is a problem. Oh, last night we watched the Louis Capaldi bio on Netflix, and I highly recommend that. Hello, Anomic. What are you working on? Survivor. And what did we watch before Survivor? Oh my goodness! This was just this week. Um, what did we watch before Survivor? I know one of these nights we watched. Um, we watched. I think it was this one. Emergency New York was on this night. I think Emergency 911, and then another day was Nate and Jeremiah. They could be wrong, but I'm not sure. I'll just put Nate and Jeremiah. I have to get better at this. Yeah, so what are you working on, Anomic? So let me get planning on this week. I'm going to do the easy things first, like putting down my body check-in colors. I've already created my cooking, baking, recipe development list of possibles to do. It might change, but I bought Anomic has to meal plan today. This might change, but I bought some farm fresh whipping cream, and so I have to use that. So I'm planning to do a chocolate lemon scone, creme brulee, and maybe a pumpkin cheesecake this week. Maybe. Um, this past week been trying to do New Orleans beignets, and there is something going on with them where they're just not rising. And after 3 goes, I think I'm gonna give it a rest for a week before I retackle it because yeah, I need uh, oh day yeah I need some time to think on it. Maybe I'm not letting the yeast um not cook but activate enough before. I don't know. There's just something happening where they're not rising overnight in the fridge like they're supposed to. And so they're pretty dense, like really, really dense, like a bread, more like than a donut. And I don't know if that's because I've never had New Orleans beignet before. I don't know if that's normal, that it's a more dense donut. I don't have this problem when I make regular yeasted donuts. Um, but there, because I have like a recipe for a Polish, like the OG chili donut in Crip Up the Kitchen that's done in the air fryer. And it has no problems, but it's not. It's like a normal, let it rise, like in room temperature. And I'm saying I think they sell a mix for Cafe du Monde ones, so maybe you could look at the ingredients list. I did, and they use baking powder in theirs. They don't use yeast. It's not a yeasted donut. Yeah, so they are very light. That's what I thought because like the French beignets are very light, which is just a choux pastry. And so the ones at Café du Monde do not use yeast, and the actual original recipe uses yeast. So, and the Café du Monde ones also don't say to their packaged donuts are different than the recipes. Like the recipe that I have, there's one from one place in New Orleans, but there's also the Joy of Cooking, which has been the same recipe in the Joy of Cooking for the New Orleans beignets since the beginning of time. So, and I know my yeast isn't the problem because I just bought it and it had like I just opened. So I don't know. I think I'm going to try and let the yeast like activate in the warm water for a little bit longer because my water's not getting frothy. Like I don't think 5 minutes is enough time, is what I'm saying. So like the problem, and I know that I'm like normally when they're dense is because you overwork the dough, and I know I'm not overworking the dough. So um, maybe moisture. Yeah, I don't know. Like they are the right consistency. Um, so I just have to. I need some time to play with it some more because and move on to other things and let it percolate in the back of my brain for a bit before I give it another go. Um, they are like biting into a powdered sugar coated pillow. Yeah, that's what I figured because that's how it is with the French version, except for the French are, they're not yeasted and they're a choux pastry, and they're very eggy. So I don't know. So, but it's good to have the confirmation of what they are supposed to be like, to know that I definitely am not on the right. Well, I'm yeah, definitely not having but I think like part of the problem is they're not rising. And I don't know if it's because my fridge is too cold. I don't know. Like the whole keep them like slow rising in the fridge overnight does not make sense to me. Um, so we'll see. Okay, so time off number 3. I think, yeah. And I'm doing like a quarter batch because that's what fits in an air fryer. And so it's like it's not expensive for me to having to like do this a bazillion times, even with inflation. Like our cost of eggs have not gone up, but our cost of flour and stuff has. Time to fly to New Orleans and ask for a packaging tour. Wouldn't that be something? That would be fun, actually. Okay, so this is. Oh, I'm gonna actually stat holiday it. Stat holiday is number 5 because it is Easter Monday. Oh, that's funny. It's a little bit darker. That's fine. So that was my week. They weren't terrible tasting, but they were very dense. They were like a light yeasted bread, and not at all like a donut. And it makes no sense. Um, yes, this is where my work day would usually start. So that was a thing. What else did we do this week? Oh, one of my doctors, had to do um, I don't want to say last minute, but a spur of the moment phone call. So we're trying to get me moved to a biologic because the immunosuppressant that I'm on is doing really bad things to my blood pressure and kidneys. And so now I meet the criteria to go back on um, biologic. But the doctor who had previously um, prescribed my biologic, who misdiagnosed me, lied to pharmacare. Pharmacare is like the government, um, not pharmacy, prescription drug coverage, and they cover expensive medications like biologics and chemotherapy and all that stuff is through pharmacare in BC, and they have me listed as like the wrong diagnosis and also as non-compliant because I switched rheumatologists, and then my new rheumatologist told me to stop taking the biologic, so I did. And nobody bothered to tell the government that. And because they have me listed, first they have me listed as having Crohn's disease, which I do not have. So not only did my previous rheumatologist misdiagnose me to me, but they also gave bad diagnostic information to the government. And then they also had me listed as non-compliant to my meds because nobody bothered to tell them that I switched rheumatologists, and the new rheumatologist unsubscribed the biologic. So my current specialist is now having to not fight, well, maybe like having to argue with the government to get me back on biologic and tell them no, I am not non-compliant and I do not have Crohn's disease, and to please give me the biologic because we're playing chicken with kidney failure right now, and I can tell you that is not a fun game to play. Um, so yeah, that was a stressful thing that happened this week that I would rather not be dealing with right now. Just give me the medicine. I promise you, and here's the thing, like I find it as a personal insult because I am the most compliant person to rules that you will ever meet. I follow instructions to the letter. It's the thing about autistics. And oftentimes we do it to our own detriment. Like I put up with a doctor misdiagnosing me and treating me like subhuman he would misdiagnose me for um, 20 years, but he was doing other things that were abusive. Um, and it took a long time for me to go to my GP and be like, so I think I need a different doctor. Can you send me to a new rheumatologist because there is something here that's not making sense? Plus, um, they're absolutely refusing to gender me correctly. And I just cannot be in that environment anymore. Um, so that was fun. And so have it listed on my medical record that I'm non-compliant when I had to leave an abusive doctor who was misdiagnosing me was a little bit of an insult, to say the least. And it really, the day before, so Wednesday, I had an hour-long physio appointment. It was my last physio appointment. Um, and with a pain clinic before I move on to the next person. I think it's going to be. And I'm saying this is a scary situation because we put so much into their expertise. Yeah, it's very scary. So yeah, Wednesday I had an hour-long physio appointment, and that hour long of being verbal like I was still recovering from how depleted that left me on Thursday to then have to deal with the news that the government has me misdiagnosed. It has on my record my misdiagnosis and has me listed as non-compliant. And that was just not something I wanted to deal with. I mean, nobody wants to deal with that, obviously. But I was particularly um, low in like both like physical energy reserves and mental energy reserves, and it was just not a good week that way. It was a good week in other ways. Um, I got to play like yesterday for my day off. I just spent the whole entire day playing Pharaoh: A New Era after they've done another um, bug patch. They've been doing a lot of big bug patches lately, so that was nice because I hadn't had a chance to game in a few days. So did that all day yesterday on my day off, and that's what I plan to do after the live plan with me today and Monday. Um, and then I've also been setting up. Oh my gosh! So I'm extra. I mean, we've established this already. So for my upcoming cooking project, I priority. Um, I want to make sure that every region in the world is well represented. And at first, when I was planning this project in my Hobonichi cousin, I was just like going through different regions, and I'm like saying my kids are picky with food, and it's taking the joy out of cooking away. Oh, that is that is a problem. Absolutely. Oh, if you want to email me some of their favorite ingredients and flavor combos. Sorry, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a second because I have a tickle in my throat. Okay, I got like a piece of cat hair or something floated into. That's a problem with long hair cats. Um, if you want to email me some of their favorite flavors or ingredients, I might be able to help with that. Come up with some ideas. So yeah, I'm wanting to um, Easter Monday. I'm wanting to do a good representation. So what I was doing is I was like Googling like random countries, finding baked good recipes, and just like creating all these lists. And once I got to like 160 recipes and only had like a handful of countries represented, I'm like, well, this is not going to work unless I am going to write out like a list of 1,000 recipes and narrow it down to 100. That's not going to work. So then what I decided to do instead was figure out 10, okay, this is really extra. I figured out 10 like dessert baked goods categories. And then after that so well actually no. I did first I started with making a list of the 20 geopolitical regions of the world. And then I created 10 recipe buckets, like cakes and cupcakes, pies and crumbles and cobblers. And Monomic's saying, okay, I will. Any help would be great. Yep, it's my pleasure. And then like bars and tarts and cheesecakes is its own category. So 10 categories of baking. And then I went through alternating like putting 10 regional regions into each of those buckets to make sure that they each had 5 recipes in the book. And then I listed like I made another section in the spreadsheet to list every single country that is in those geopolitical regions so that and like say I get to the cupcakes. I'm like, okay, or not cupcakes. Say I'm in donuts, North America's in donuts, and that's where the beignet is gonna go. And then we got South Asia represented, so then I have to find a South Asian donut recipe, etc., etc. And I mean, it's more. I'm going to get to those 100 initial recipes pretty quickly. Um, but it is taking quite a long time because there's like a lot of countries. And not all countries. Like I'm like trying to find like one of the regions for pie is South Asia. South Asia doesn't really do a crumble or a pie. And so trying to find sometimes I have to leave those regions blank and move on, and then hopefully there's another region that is blank somewhere down the line where I can swap them out, because I want to. It's the only way to make sure that every country or every region at least gets somewhat representation. Anomik saying, I was about to say you might need to do a top 5 instead of 10. Well, then that only leaves 50 recipes in the cookbook. And for something like this, publishers would want 100 recipes. And then I'm just going to be a separate section for like bases like crusts um, and other things. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Um, yeah, but it's been fun doing a lot of um, research and um, learning about the different personal time LCG. Learning like some new desserts. Like there's a Polish apple. No, it's not Polish. There's an apple pie from I think it's Southeast Asia. It's somewhere in that region that is like a crumble, but people say, but it's cut like a square, but it is absolutely a pie that is like a crumble and a pie mix. It's really, really interesting. And it's used for, it's in a part of a significant, is this right? LCG? Nope. Um, significant religious holiday. And even though the book explores grief, um, there is times when you are celebrating holidays for the first time, um, maybe without a loved one, maybe because you've moved away and you can't be with them. And I'm saying it sounds very interesting. I hope so. I hope so. And so you would want to bake something that brings back happy memories of that person, right? It's not just cooking because you're sad, and a lot of people crave sweet things when they're sad. It's also celebrating the memories. It's very much like based on the Jewish saying, "May their memory be a blessing." When someone um, passes on, but it's not just about grief in terms of death. It could be grief in terms of loss of a relationship and the person's still alive. Grief in terms of like illness, and you're not able to do like whatever grief comes in for grief of you're moving and you miss your old, like there's lots of like transitional grief. So and the whole reason for it, I don't know if I've said it. when my dad died, my third dad died, last month. That's all I've been wanting to do is bake. Yes, I did talk about this. And so it just spurned the working title of I don't need that there on Saturday. It's too late. The working title of the book is The Tears That Salt Our Food. So I like it. Baking Our Way Through Grief is the subtitle, but with an air fryer. So I am, and I just want to make sure that there's a good representation of um, cultures, and especially cultures that celebrate a person when they have, like, it's really, I need to make sure I have an Irish um, dish because Irish have wakes. It's important to have a Jewish dish because there's a lots of desserts around when you're sitting um, sh Shiva. So yeah, that's the basic gist of the idea. Um, Lie down, Ziggy. You know, when if you've had small children, but everyone's seen like America's Funniest Home Videos. You know when children are fighting to stay awake in a high chair while they're eating, and they close their eyes and like they nod off, catch themselves. Ziggy does that when he's falling asleep. He'll sit up and he will fight, like curling up to go to sleep, and like his eyes will slowly. And I'm like saying that they like the title too. Thank you. Ziggy will slowly, his eyes will slowly start to close. His head will bop up, and after doing that for about 10 to 15 minutes, oh, that's the wrong color. He eventually um, gives up and curls up and goes to sleep. And it's just very funny. No working out. I need my writing color for Wednesday. Um, Writing is CG020. That's not it. Nope. Nope. Yes. Okay. This here. It's close enough. I'm gonna write that in. Oops. I had to go back to my Micron because my gel pen ink ran out, and I just have not gone into my supply cupboard yet to pull out a new refill because I have not want to do that yet. It's weird. Okay, so and I'm gonna put Job's here just so. Okay, so Wednesday's Anomic's birthday, right? Yes, Anomic's birthday, and wrong thing. Happy birthday, Anomic. And shopping on Friday. And then next Sunday is my youngest's birthday and a friend of mine's birthday. Tristan is my youngest, and Jenny's birthday. And today's not dog food day because that's right, we are Taking out Frozen. Another trip around the sun. Yes. So Saturday would be Tuesday and Friday next week. Tuesday and Friday dog food. Yes. Am I missing anything else? I don't think I have any. Thank you, Anomik. Anomik is saying happy birthday to my youngest. I feel like I am missing something, but I don't think I am. Let me just double check my calendar. Let's view. Yeah. Oh, it's the week after. I got to update that. On the 18th, I have a meeting. Whoops. And I got to color that in. Biz meetings. Alright, NG020. This one, I think. Yes. And this was a meeting and a doctor's appointment. We'll do it like this. Okay. What else? Shop. I am not doing an egg delivery. Oh, I'm a bit of a conundrum here. So, the place where I normally get my eggs, the co-op, the farmer, like I normally buy 2 or 3 flats depending on how many. So part of it is for the dogs, and part of it's for baking, and flat of 30 eggs, and they sell the flats for at a wholesale, like I get at a wholesale price, because I'm a professional like business that has to do with food. And so they would used to sell the flats either singular or in like 6 flats. In the 6 flats, you would get a bigger discount. Well, this past week when I went to order, they no longer sold the single flats, just a flat of 6. So I had to buy 8 dozen eggs. And that was just, I didn't know. It's easier to put a flat of eggs in the fridge than it is 8 dozen. Like 8 dozen takes up more room because the cartons are bigger. And anyways, it was, I don't know. I don't know how, like, it's just, I don't know if I should now, and I hate doing it because I can buy flats via the grocery store, but I like supporting local farmers. And I feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place right now, deciding what to do. And it's very, it's, it's very, it is creating a bit of a conundrum. What's the word? A push, a push and a pull about what to do because I don't want to stop ordering from the co-op. And right now, because like during the winter season, the only thing I really order is eggs until like the vegetables and stuff of the summer happen. And I like supporting local, but I don't know. It's yeah. So, continuing and prep. I will probably go back to adding stickers to these, but for now, I've decided to do arrows. This. Just because the colors are so close together, I mean, you can see the difference, but they're close enough. And now I'm saying, I forgot the reason why we have to refrigerate eggs, but they don't overseas. Is it because of the washing? Yes, it is because of the washing. And they don't wash them overseas. Here they have to for, um, I think the risk is E. coli, and for whatever reason, the food safety standards in overseas don't care about E. coli. Maybe it's because they trust their people to wash their eggs before cooking, like before cracking the shell, and they don't trust us here in North America to do the same. Which, you know what? I do not blame them. To be absolutely frank, um, and this is brick. It's interesting. It was watching like the local farmer that I get the eggs from via the co-op. They have a video of their eggs like going through the whole picking, washing, candle like grading, candling to make sure that, or candling, grading, washing, packing. And now I'm saying it seems like we get more cases of E. coli over here. Yeah, but I think it's just because for whatever reason it's and I think I blame um like home ec not being taught anymore is that like we're not a lot of people don't know that even if their vegetables are washed before like they just washing vegetables even I think in when they're being processed has not is not being done as diligently as it was once before. I mean it's not even like E. coli from food, it's also like the amount of hospital infections um and it's like our rooms not being cleaned to the same standards as they once were. I don't know. So it's just one of those things where um, we just overall get a lot more infections here in North America than in Europe. And yeah, it's the whole like even something as like in Europe and including Iceland, like if you do not wash, take a shower, take off your clothes, have a shower before you go swimming in a pool or a hot tub or whatever, like you are like that's just the norm. In North America, the showers are there. Sometimes people will rinse off, like do a quick in and out, but they don't wash themselves. And as a result, our pools are way more chlorinated or like like salts now they use in Canada more than chlorine, but our pools are way more disinfected than they are in like our whole hygiene culture is different in North America than it is in Europe. And you know, at least like I haven't gone to a public pool in a long time, but when I was a kid, like I always knew who were new Canadians versus who were have been like lived in Canada for a very long time because all the new Canadians they were naked in the showers before going swimming and the like like people who have been in Canada for a long time were just doing a quick rinse before going into the pool. And I'm like saying it would be nice to not have to refrigerate eggs, especially when it's time to make a cake. tempering for other things. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I always have to, like, I have to, like, the whole, I make a note the days I have to make cake, like, first thing in the morning. One of my to-do things is take the eggs out, to bring them up to room temperature. Because that is a whole, like, that's a whole other step of for planning, and it takes a couple hours for them to come to room temperature. So, yeah, it's just grab the eggs and start baking. Okay, backfill this, and then go back to doing some deco. So on Wednesday, um, recipe dev for an hour. Wrong week. Okay, recipe dev. Could also backfill this one, but I'm going to later. Is this. And I mean, the good thing about these beignets is they don't take a lot of effort, even if you have to refrigerate them overnight. I mean, they're actually really easy to make if they are. Um, oh, recipe dev again for half an hour here. If you are successful with them. I forgot the word dev. Um, I wonder. That would be a little bit too extra. I was just thinking, what if for every task I also like, um, gosh, that would be extra. Like, so you know how at the beginning I have my color code, find it. What if I was to write out like recipe dev in this color? Or like, I think I want to play with that. It might be a little bit too late for these ones, but I think I'm going to play with using these colors to write out the tasks next week, just because they're there. Except for these ones, I can't because they're still. Oh, I can actually. Uh-huh. Social media creation. Is that right? Oh, yeah, it is. Amonomics saying that their kids are like Jack Sprat. One likes noodles, one doesn't. One likes meatballs, one doesn't. Oh gosh, do they not like? Are all noodles off the table, or is it like white like Durham noodles? Admin time PG020. Because I wonder if you like were to switch up the noodles to something like like a chickpea noodle. If they would like that better. The flavor is different, the texture is different, and then they get some extra fiber and protein in the process if they can tolerate it. Admin. Just a thought. Admin. And then oh, I was admin for the rest of the afternoon. It seems like all pasta so far. Interesting. Um, I mean, that makes, I mean, not even ramen. My partner much will do ramen with um, uh, uh, hamburger spaghetti sauce. And I don't I like ramen noodles, but I mean, not I don't know. There's something about the texture that is just a no for me. Um, and then Thursday, the 11th. Why did I close that? Mm, I did. Okay, so that whole personal time, LCG, it was the whole morning was doctor stuff. And even this was canceled. Daughter loves ramen, son won't touch it. Wow. That is fascinating to me. And I don't like not even macaroni. Jeez. Fascinating. Well, that makes for a challenge because oh gosh, that reminds me of um, something I saw the other day. I just hate diet culture so much. Like, oh, I like a good spaghetti, even though pasta is bad for you. And I'm like, no, pasta's not bad for you. It's absolutely not bad for you. Carbs are not bad for you. People need to stop be afraid of carbs. You want to develop muscle, you need carbs because carbs push the protein into your muscle. You need carbs are what your body needs for exercise. It's like the first available energy source. Carbs are good. Carbs are really good. And they have just found, sorry for going on this rant, but yeah, the other day it just like stop demonizing pasta. Um, a study came out very recently that no, this is not admin time. Admin time. BG020. That people who have been on keto who are not diabetic for so long, I can't remember the length of time, but they are at higher risk for heart disease and a heart attack. Um, if you've been on a prolonged keto diet because your muscles need carbs. And it shows in your heart muscle starts to deteriorate when you deprive your body of carbs. Not surprising to people who understand how protein gets put in your muscle. Um, and I'm like saying all the typical kids' foods like mac and cheese are no go. Son won't eat any soups. I tried chili, bean soup, chicken noodle. He wants none of it. Wow. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this. Um, like no word of a lie. I like challenges. Like every single day this week when my recipe has not risen, has not proved. It's like I like problem solving, and this is a really good problem to solve. They also say keto folks start to have thyroid issues. Yes, you need protein. I mean carbs. Um, also, but Pharaoh, a new era. Um, I have to have a little bit reduced than normal because I'm hypoglycemic, but carbs are good. It's when you don't have carbs with other things like proteins and fats to have help your body like use that properly is when you get into a problem. Now I'm not saying it will be quite a challenge for you if you choose to accept it. I do choose to accept it. I may be a little bit maybe a little bit of a fool, but I like challenges. So back to filling in my dailies. I like this page. I think this page is done. I like this section of this page. I don't know though. I tried playing with my, like, I have a whole bunch of skinny washi that I used to outline the weeks that I haven't been doing that this year, and I was been trying to find different ways to use it. My days, and I'm not a fan. Everything is a balance: protein, carbon, fat. Yep. And there even now new studies are finding, ones that have not been sponsored by low saturated fat oils, that saturated fats may not be as bad. Like, we may be able to tolerate more saturated fats in our diets. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of saturated fats, but if you want to have your cheese, like especially the saturated fat found in dairy, because of other things that are in dairy, they kind of counterbalance it, especially in fermented dairies like yogurt, sour cream, and cheese. So don't be afraid to have your, like, don't eat like a whole 5 pound brick of cheese a day, because that's not good for you for a whole bunch of different reasons. But if you want to have like a regular portion of cheese every day, then it's not going to be the end of the world. You're not going to, yeah, it's a good part of your diet. I really, actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna bring this down. If this comes crashing down, and I swear, I'm very, very sorry, but I'm lowering this part that my books are on, um, so that I can get into my drawers. Because I still have not gotten around to taking everything off the back of my desk to be able to reach everything. And I want to be able to reach all of my stuff, because there's whole parts of this that are very underutilized. I just want something for here. I like this page, and this page is just a little bit unbalanced. Ooh, that's the wrong color. I like this. These are all greens. I need something with the browns or the yellows. Like that would match. That's too long, but that matches. That works. Anamik is saying there were a couple. One was Filipino and the other was European, and she continued to cook separate meals as he didn't like the coconut oil she always cooked with. She stayed useful and lived well. So yeah, coconut oil, because it has medium chain fats in it, is actually not bad for you. Because the medium chain fats are help to do something with the saturated fats. Again, I mean, you don't, like with all fat, you don't want to go hog, but it's not, coconut oil is not bad for you. I want to put this here. There we go. I think that's what this page was missing, and I can move on. Well, lived well past him. Yeah. I mean, and then there's things like I hate the word like I live a healthy life, because like that's demonizing foods and stuff, and that's not what I mean by what am I about to say? Like I do all the things. I have a good, well-rounded diet. I don't restrict, but like I eat well, I exercise, I do all those things that you're supposed to do, and yet I have catastrophic blood pressure when it's not treated, and even when it's treated with three separate blood pressure medications, it is still not considered controlled, and now it's causing kidney issues mixed with that medication that we're trying to get me off. I have high cholesterol. It's not like a worrisome high, but it is high. And I don't eat a lot of cholesterol in my diet, but they also find that eating cholesterol in your diet is not what raises your cholesterol. So I do all the things that you're supposed to do to like live a healthy, long life. I mean, my resting heart rate is in the 50s. The heart rate recovers. Like I have an athletic heart rate and athletic heart rate recovery rate. I have a lot of muscle, despite all of that, like despite having a good body condition, I still have high blood pressure and high cholesterol because sometimes your body, it's just genetics, and there's nothing. I mean, the things that I'm doing will help to like keep me healthier for longer. But like, and then there's people like George Burns. I may be dating myself by saying him, but George Burns like drank his martinis and smoked his cigars every single night until he was dead at 100 and something. And I mean, George Burns did not lead a healthy life. And that's again not saying go out and live hog, but it's also to say like some things are just you can do everything you can do, and some things are just beyond control. You also are at the whims, fancies, like you are at the what's the word I'm looking for? At the whims? No, I mean you're Gen X and like family history also play a role. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's my baking. Oh, these are my black and white ones. Do I want to do another? No, I think I want to do this color for now. So, mm, let's keep looking. And I'm like saying that their aunt lived to her 100s, 104 to be exact, and a big bowl of ice cream every day. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you're going to live to 104, I mean, do things you like. If ice cream makes you happy, have the damn ice cream. You're 104 years old. Like, you've earned the ice cream. I don't want to live to 104. Hell no. And I'm not saying that as like I hate life. But that's too long. Like I'm tired and I'm 47. Like I also live with chronic illness. So like that's I mean it's a little bit different. But 104 is like super duper long. Extra long. This was a self-care day. So I think I want to ooh yeah. Like I like that. That's nice. I got like oh yeah, no, I was laughing. I mean, right? Like you've seen some stuff by that age, and it's like, why? I don't want to see anything else. I mean, not like now. I'm fine seeing something else. Ooh, I wrote a proposal. I know I have a typewriter somewhere. I need to find my self care. So music is appropriate for self care. I think um, something else that is like, that's too big. Oh, wow. Time is flying. No, that's too long. Ah. Does that work underneath? Ooh, it does. So that's another layer to add. Feel. Let's say it says love is something nature woven fantasy. No, that's nonsense. I mean, I don't mean that like love is nonsense. I mean, it is a bunch of gibberish. Anomic is saying they were saying that we are on the cusp of immortality. If AI reaches singularity, they will have nanobots that will be able to regenerate your cells inside your body. I don't know if I would want that. Yeah. So my favorite author of all time, John Scalzi, he has. Oh, that's good. He has a science fiction series called um, The Old Man's War, that basically you're very, very old, could be dying. And by very, very old, I mean in your 70s. That's not very old anymore. But you're a senior citizen and you get to be a soldier, and they basically do that. They put like hardware into your body and regenerate you with technology, and you go off and you fight intergalactic wars. Um, and it's very much like, and like when I interviewed him once, like I told him, no, I do not. Oh yeah, I wanted to look for a typewriter. I do not want people putting like, um, and this is like, I don't know if you heard Felon Husk. He's like the whole like jacking your brain. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically that type of thing. So you can like have email sent directly to your brain and all that other stuff. And I'm like, no, I do not, because you know how much phishing and like Trojan, like I don't want a virus in my brain because somebody decided to hijack my body. Like, no, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a minute and see if I can find. I know I have a typewriter somewhere. And I may just end up having to do a stamp, but this was. I did a lot of writing that day. Um, so let me just put this before I get too. Ooh, put this away before it falls to the ground. Um, so yeah, I would be definitely opting out of having my body wired, and um, she's funny. I'm gonna put her here. I don't know why. I mean, it's very out of place, but she has a camera. Do I have a typewriter stamp? Oh, I do have a writing stamp. This is writing. This is writing. Anomic saying, wow, that is scary. Can you imagine all the things that would make you do against your will? Exactly. Like, no thank you. Absolutely not. Keep that one out just in case. Okay. Let me put this back. I'm okay stamping on this, I think. Let's see what colors. Oh, Jules, do not push it back too far. Come on, gently. Ooh, let's go with the green. What stamp is in here? Nope, butterfly. Okay, this is not the stamp I want. Put that back. I think I want this one. I don't know why that woman's sticker looked like. Yeah, I mean, up close, not so much. I mean, she's holding a camera, really, really funny. But I don't know. Even though I was writing that day, I mean, I'm going to. Okay, there we go. And this stamp. I think this will do for these 2 pages. So let's start with moving stuff so I don't close this because I'm done with this. Oh, Bambi needs to go away. I might put a sticker. Yeah, close up. No, yeah, it's deceptive far away. Let's see what I have in here that I can stick on. Do I have a typewriter in here? Got writing desks. No, that is phone. That might work. Just double check that I know I have typewriter stickers somewhere, but I don't want to hunt for them, especially when I'm almost out of time. By almost out of time, I mean like 25 minutes. Okay. This is... Come on. Out. Please do not make me have to destroy the box. Bureau. Go. Gosh. Oh, there we go. I knew I had a typewriter in here. Okay. Oh, stay. Oh, if I can get all these back in here now. Eventually, I'm going to get caught up on these. Okay, let's start with glue. Eventually, I am going to have all of these used up because I'm on a no spend until I run out of something and have to replace it. And I'm very much looking for it. Like I have a whole bunch of more other glue sticks trapped in my cupboard. And I say trapped because they're not being used right now because I still have this one. So the more I can glue, the better. This is a weird one. It's on a weird angle. It's fine. And then I'm gonna glue this. Can't see it. Put you here. Come on. I'll quit straight. Good enough. This lady. Here. And yeah, that's already off. Let's see if he will stick to this. Sometimes you stick and sometimes you don't. No, these are the ones that do not stick. Which, oh, hold on. Maybe, no. So this is going to be messy because they do not stick to the stamping blocks. Get some good amount of ink on there. Inky ink. And oh, I'm missing my paper towel to put it right there. I hope this works. I think what I'm going to do. Okay. Like this. There we go. Oh, it did not show up. That. I mean, yeah, it's the green, it matches too much. So I wonder if I can redo it with the black. Let's see what happens. And if it's messy, then... Oh, wait, now you stuck. Well, you make no sense. I just have to push it pretty hard for it to stick. Okay. Let's do this. Stamp. Okay. Line it up as close as possible. Stamp. Oh, no. That was not... Well, now I know. That just looks like a mess. Jules. Sometimes I can just get the excess ink off before I put it away. I mean, now I know. This goes back on here. Actually, forget about it. This away. Put these ones away. Oh, come on. Don't go crashing on me. Stamping on top of print does not work out the way you want it to. So I'm going to start with this first. Oh, forgot to put this away. It doesn't look that bad from afar, at least. Yeah, from afar, it's fine. Close up, it's a bit of a mess, which is fine. I mean, I'm not really precious about these things. Oh, I put that upside down. It's funny, and I... slowly, Jules. I'm not precious about these things, so... Wait. No. Why? Okay, that's right. That's right. And then... that... and... that... do some gluing. Remember to put the cap on. This, where did my flower go? Here it is. So, yeah, that's where it will have to go. thought I had my tweezers. But now they have escaped my attention. It's fine. Right. Oh. This. Glue. Come on. There we go. Can I? Let's see if I can get that side tape down. And oh, that's already glued. So that is that done. Oh, actually, I think I want to add a little bit of washi to this one. Because there's just that white space here is bugging me a little. Oh, this is very sticky. Should not be, but it is. There we go. And that is that done. Important question. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Yes. The Hawaiian pizza was invented by a Canadian. And there is actually that pineapple yes or no on pizza is very much also a national argument in Canada. But because we are the inventors of Hawaiian pizza, that is some white BS right there. If you tell me it's ham and pineapple, those things Hawaiians put together. Let's call it Hawaiian pizza. Um, Jeez. So yes, I am. I like it. I like. But that is. I know it's an argument like in America, and more Americans than not is my personal experience with Americans. Um, think that pineapple on pizza is absolutely wrong. I disagree with them. But in Canada, the argument is even more fraught because it's like if you don't like Hawaiian pizza, then you're not a Canadian type. Like you can't call yourself a proud Canadian if you do not enjoy Hawaiian pizza because we invented it. It's a weird nationalistic flex that I don't understand. It's very white. um, so yeah, but I like the sweetness. I like sweet and savory together. Um, very much so. So most like if I was to get like a house special, the thing I don't understand about American and pizza, I'm not like saying yes. Now we can no longer be friends. Just kidding. I never even had it. So Hawaiian pizza is just ham and pineapple. Um, so the thing I asked a question on Twitter the other day because here's the thing I don't understand about Americans is Americans really love their one topping pizza. And it's very rare. Like Canadians will do two toppings, which I don't understand either. But like Canadians ordering a one topping pizza is very rare and it's very prevalent amongst Americans. And I don't understand. Like, what is the point? And I had asked Twitter the other day to explain it to me, like earnestly, like I don't understand, and I'm not being a jerk. I really want to understand, like why? Why? It's like, why have some dough and meat and cheese? Like I don't get it. It's not for my taste buds, and I want to understand, like, how did it get popular? Why one topping? It just makes it so bizarre to me, and nobody could explain it. And ooh, that's no. It needs to go here. I don't have time to finish this page completely, but I do know that I want to use some of these bigger, longer stickers that really are not stickers, but pieces of ephemera that don't fit anywhere else. And I'm like saying, most here will order a pepperoni pizza or just cheese. I don't understand the just cheese myself. Yeah, so pepperoni pizza is one topping. Cheese is no topping. And there, yeah, I like, why? Where does that come from? Because here, it's like we have, I mean, the house special, which is like onions and mushrooms and green peppers and black olives, and then a couple of meats, and you might have cheddar and mozza or feta and mozza, and pineapple. You can have whatever, and then yeah, meat lovers and then veggie lovers. Um, I don't do meat lovers, but I do like a lot of house specials, which is a mix between a meat lovers and a veggie lovers. And then I will sometimes do like a Greek pizza, so it has like artichoke hearts and spinach and olives and feta and sometimes chicken. Some places you can get it with lamb. I'm not a fan of lamb, so I don't get it with lamb when it's an option. We have butter chicken pizza. It's very popular in Canada. Um, barbecue chicken, which I don't understand because it's only like a, like one or two toppings, no, three toppings, and that there's just no point to me for that. Like I want a good rounded meal. I'm a nomics thing. I think too many toppings means you have to sit down and eat. And in New York, at least, we would eat a slice on the go. And one topping was easier to eat and walk. Interesting. Yeah, and you all fold your pizzas, right? Like there's a whole folding of the pizza thing that we also don't do. I and people are like, "Are you a heathen?" When I tell people I eat my pizza with a fork and a knife. I have There's some things that I will eat with my hands as finger food. Pizza is not one of them. I cannot stand my hands being dirty and greasy, and I go through way too many paper towels when I eat pizza with my hands. And then it gets on my face, and it's just messy, and I cannot, like, there is a sensory issue. I will sometimes also eat hamburgers and cheeseburgers with a fork and a knife as well for the same reasons. Or I go through like half a roll of paper towel or like wet wipes. And every time I take a bite, I'm having to clean my hands because I cannot. I cannot with the grease and toppings and stuff all over. I eat subs, hoagies, or heroes, whatever you want to call them. I eat those with a knife and a fork as well. I know, like saying folded pizza tastes totally different, I guess. Um, it's the crust ratio, but I don't like it as much. Interesting. Well, I mean, like not folded and then cooked. I mean, like the crust is so thin, you like here's a piece of pizza, and you fold it like this when you eat it, and so it's like this when you eat it, and so you can walk, and then you're chopping off the corners as you go. This is how I see. This is how I see it done in movies. I don't know how prevalent that is, but this is how I see it done in movies. I see some people fold it like this and eat it this way. Like this is the triangle part, and then they'll eat it from the side, and that's just weird. No, I mean one slice of wood. Okay. So yeah, I I'm I'm not I don't think I've ever had a deep dish pizza, which is Chicago style. I have like a regular. I don't eat the crusts either. Like I stop at the outside crust because that's just too much bread for me, and I'm not a fan of bread. Like I have to freeze my bread and take out slices from the loaf as I use them. Otherwise, the loaf goes bad before I can eat it. So, um, yeah, I'm not much of, and it's like that is just too much carbs for my reactive hypoglycemia. Even with all the other proteins and the fats on the pizza, it's not enough to counterbalance the carbs, and I just feel like crud afterwards. So, so I don't do it. Chicago and Detroit pizza. Put what? Put the sauce. I've never. What? So they do toppings. Wait, cheese and then do they? How? Okay. So when I make a pizza, it's sauce, toppings, cheese. So for Chicago and Detroit, it's cheese, topping sauce. Like is it backwards? I don't understand how this works. I've never had that. Obviously, now that you've said that, I've obviously never had Detroit or Chicago style pizza. I just thought it was like the inch thick because the crust goes up like a pie. Or I should say a tart. It's like a tart um, height of a. Mm, what are these? Ooh. Do I want this? These are interesting. No, I need to finish this later, but do I want to put this here? Maybe? Mm, maybe I do. You can look up a video, but put toppings, cheese sauce. Interesting. I will have to look up a video because I don't even understand. No, that looks sloppy. I don't even understand how that all stays together because the cheese holds everything in place. And then you have this. I don't know if I like even with using a knife and a fork to eat my pizza. I don't know if I could do that. That just seems really like unnecessarily sloppy to me, and I'm not a fan. Just theoretically. And with that, there's no point in pulling anything else out because there's only a couple minutes left. They eat it with a fork. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. At least the way I eat a pizza is appropriate in that setting. Um, and with that, it is time to wrap things up and say goodbye for this week. Do not forget to register for my book launch event on May 20th if you haven't already. Link is in the video description. Um, I think so maybe sometime I should probably put pre-order links. Maybe I have. I don't remember. So I will be back next Saturday unless something happens, and then I will make a post in the community tab, which I think I should start using at some point since I have it now. But yeah, we will be back here next week at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British time for another Plan With Me. Anomik is saying they will email me my challenge. It was good chatting with you today. See you next time. Yes, it was good chatting with you as well. I hope everyone has a safe and fabulous week. And thanks if you watch this on replay. It's always awesome. Until next time, have a good week. Bye.